Hey, welcome back to my channel. So, oh my goodness, these are struggly nails, though that's the next video. My nails will be the next video. But today I just wanted to do a get ready with me, let's talk type video because everyone's up in arms about, well, not everyone. There's some people that are up in arms because of Joe Biden's commentary on the defund police. And I just wanted to give my commentary and what I thought about it. So Barack Obama got a little press a couple of weeks ago, or last week, I want to say. He got some press because he was talking about the defunded the police marketing messaging. And people were like, oh my goodness, how could he? It doesn't matter. You knew what we meant. It doesn't matter. Well, let's rewind a little bit. During the whole summer of Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, we come out with this defund the police thing. Now, my take on it is very much like Obama's and Joe Biden's. I guess it's an unpopular opinion. I'm not sure, but for me, for someone like me who's a word person, what do I mean by that? Like, I'm someone that pays attention to what someone says and what they don't say. So a lot of times if you're speaking and I'm very literal sometimes when it comes to words, especially words that are meant to convey a message formally. Now, do I have common sense? Absolutely. But when you're talking about messaging for a party or for a movement, I think that there should be no gray lines. And so that's the thing with messaging, with all the issues with the police. And it's like, oh, we need to figure out what's the solution. And so everyone comes out. So here I am doing this opposite. So everyone comes out with this, let's defund the police. My initial reaction was like, huh? Now, okay, what we're experiencing is definitely problematic, but do y'all really think defunding, taking funds away, that's what we're saying, removing funds from the people that are going to protect us, serve us, regardless if you want to argue how well they're doing it, but that's what the funding is for. You really want to defund the police? Is that what you're saying? Everybody began this whole argument. You know what we meant, and defunding the police just means allocating the money and restructuring and all this. And why didn't you say that? That was my message months ago. Why didn't you say that? Because as much as I am a proponent of reform, police reform, and as much as I know that that's something that needs to happen, one thing I am for is the police and those that serve. So it's kind of like a oxymoron. So as much as I am for the police, I'm very much for police reform. Because in America, it just appears that some police have a problem with policing fairly, policing with discipline, policing with respect and humanity, and serving their community. So as far as that part of the messaging, absolutely, the police need to be restructured. So fast forward, Barack Obama was given an interview. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I listened to the interview because I did not, but I got the gist of it based on people's reactions that they were like, oh, Barack Obama. My nails are so distracting, but I promise you I'm going to do them. So Barack Obama said something about defund the police. How dare he? Y'all know what we meant. So that was last week. Well, yesterday there was this, quote, leaked tape of Joe Biden having a conversation with Black leaders, it sounds like. He's saying, basically, from what I saw in his quote, he was like, listen, defund the police, that messaging is what killed us in the polls. It's what killed us among Republicans. And he's absolutely correct. It not only killed you among Republicans, it also killed you among some people, like independents like myself, and or Democrats who were like, no, that's not the answer. So if you know Angela Rye is a political commentary advocate, however you want to call her. She's someone, I think you find her on different shows doing different commentary. So she did a post, and that's what made me do this video, because I'm like, you know what, enough of this already. So she did a post on Instagram, and she's like, It doesn't matter. You know what we meant. Defund the police. As a matter of fact, let me say exactly what she said. I find that no matter what business you're in, you have to be able to listen to critics. And you have to be able to transform. That's the word. So you have to be able to transform. You should be able to look at the critique that you're getting and or support that you're getting. And you should be able to say, okay, in this lane, I'm doing well. However, in this lane, I'm getting a lot of flack. So for an example, we're getting a lot of flack because of this messaging of defund the police. Be smart enough, be humble enough, have wisdom enough to say, you know what, this may not be working because it's not. A lot of people aren't getting behind this message because it's not conveying a clear message. And that's what happened. When it first came on the scene, it was just so much confusion. There were people, you know, of course, people that are police officers, they were like, what do you mean? And then their loved ones, people that were for it, against it. It was just confusing, and it still remains confusing. So Angela Rye today, in response to Joe Biden, says, reimagine policing. One place respectfully politics does not belong is in the framing of an issue that results in the taking of Black lives. So basically, Joe Biden was saying, and I think a lot of people are saying, instead of saying defund the police, what about re-imaging? And because that's what really needs to happen. There needs to be globally, you know, it doesn't matter if you support, there's nothing wrong with a re-imaging. And she's saying, no, that we're not going to politicize that. And I'm done being lectured about rhetoric that makes the system feel more comfortable. It's not about being comfortable. It's about making a clear message. I'm sorry. I love Angela as far as I like to hear her talk and her ideas and her passion about things. But I'm sorry, she got it wrong on this. They got it, all the proponents for, quote, defunding the police, in my opinion, you're being stubborn. You're being you're putting your head in the sand, and you're not listening to the people that you want to get behind your messaging. Yes, you have some people that are behind you and they're like, yeah, 100%. But do you really need that 10%, or do you need the 99% to go behind you in your messaging? Reimagining the police is really what the messaging that did absolutely nothing. Is what should have been the messaging, period. And if you don't like Joe Biden's words because you feel like, oh, he's telling you how to message, which I don't think that that's what he was saying. It was a horrible message. It is a horrible message. No, I don't think any sane American, will agree that the police need to be defunded. Like, who thinks that? I don't want the police defunded. As a community member, I don't want the police defunded. So if that's not your messaging, so let me finish what she said. She said, that said, will you allow yourself the space to reimagine community safety? Okay, so there's spin. I'm not going into that. She says, I don't need a seat at your table, but I demand pulses in our bodies. Maybe you should talk about defunding these Trump tax cuts. Then you'll really see a hit dog for folks with no country. Folks, a hit dog will holler. Anyway, so basically, she stood her ground, which is fine. And she made her commentary about Joe Biden's ability, or people's ability, because, you know, I don't think Joe Biden's the only person that has a problem with what she said, but she's making it about basically, you don't tell me how to think. Okay, fine. Well, you don't tell me what to support. Because here's the thing, as I stated, I don't know any sane American that would get behind the messaging of defunding the police in their community. Now, unless you don't have any ties to the community, you don't have a home, you don't work in the community and everything else, then you're probably like, okay, yeah, let's defund the police. So what I'm using is the P. Louise eyeshadow base. I think that she's wrong. I think that she's going to regret it. Maybe not. I don't know. She probably won't. Because she really is firm on what she believes here. But I think she's wrong. Now, why do I think she's wrong? Number one, just in the messaging and the wording itself. I don't know. I'm not a branding professional in the sense of that's what I went to college for or whatever. Nope, not at all. But what I do know is the best way to get people to do what you want them to do, or the best branding is clear, it gives a directive, and it represents exactly what you are and what you are about. If your goal is not actually to defund the police, but more so have funding restructured or reimagined or whatever, then that should have been what the messaging said. I'm so distracted by this nail because, yes, I have one nail on. And so I usually don't come on here like that, but I am today. Y'all gonna get this one nail. And then and then after this video, I'm gonna do a video of me doing my nails. So that way it'll be done. But anyway, that's marketing 101. Like, and are you really getting mad at people that are saying, hey, it's not clear? It's not clear what it is that you want me to do. Because that's the purpose of marketing. That's the purpose of having a slogan and having a movement. Is she trying to have a movement so that only her and her 4% of people that went behind the slogan, that her and her people, they're the only ones that are going to respond? Was that the purpose? Because if that's the purpose, then she fulfilled her purpose. But if she was thinking about mass communication and getting people on board globally, and when I say globally, I mean as a whole in the United States, get behind what this messaging that we're saying, that's not it. That's not it. That's not the messaging. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you think that the whole defund police was an accurate phrase to use to represent what they wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the areas that I just put concealer in, and over here I wanted to use my Laura Mercier, but it's over there and I'm not getting up. So I have the my Bobbi Brown. It doesn't surprise me that she's sticking her feet in the sand and going, no, I'm not budging with this. Not surprised at all. And that's fine if that's what she chooses to do, if that's what she wants to do. Of course, I'm just here to give my commentary and just to support Team Defund Police. As I said previously, does not make sense. It doesn't accurately depict what they're trying to say. And for people like myself who are very much, I pay attention to the words of a slogan and what people are saying. So because you're telling me defund the police, I'm not going to back it. I'm not getting behind it. Now, if you have a slogan, here's my other point. If you have a slogan that you have to then turn around and explain, I'm glad I'm not on live because they would have had all the business. Okay, so I had to get a phone call from my son. Hey, Alan, he probably ain't even watching this. But anyway, that's the other part. Like when you think about, if you have branding and marketing and you have a slogan that you have to turn around, and I don't want to use that brush, that you have to explain. Like if I just hear your branding and I'm quote misinterpret it as they're saying that people are doing, that's not a problem with me as the consumer, because whether you want to look at it like that or not, she wants us to be a consumer or to believe in what she's trying to sell as far as her brand is concerned. So I'm just supposed to be like, oh, she meant blah, 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 blah. So what do I mean? For an example. So I'm going in with the Mocha Mami before I start my eyes, and I'm just going to go down, give myself a cute little contour. I like to go right up under my cheekbone. Let's do it. When you hear let's do it, you automatically know. Who are we talking about? Nike. You probably have an image of your favorite athlete or team that has been a part of the Let's Do It slogan. So there's no question what Nike means when they're saying let's do it. But what they're saying is get out there, get active, do your thing, do your sport, do whatever, do it. And if you don't have a sport and you just like walking around with my compression pants on, just do that too. But that is accurate branding to reflect what their purpose is. So like I said, if you're around here talking about, if you're around here saying, hey, let's defund police, and that's not what your intention is, what you're really saying is reorganize the funding, reorganize the funding, reorganize the training structure, reorganize the funding, just reorganize. If that's what you're trying to say, then reimagining the police probably would, or whatever. You don't have to go with what Barack or Biden said. You don't have to go with what they're said. But at the same time, what they're trying to tell you is there's flaws in your messaging. And I agree 100%. If I look up Kellogg's, great. We know that's Tony the Tiger. He just got finished eating his Kellogg's, and he's just letting y'all know, listen, you want to be strong? You better eat that. So I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you think this is a matter of stubbornness. Should we use our imagination as they're asking us to, and to broaden our horizon, and just go with what they're saying and stop being dramatic? Am I being a dramatic one? Me, Barack, Biden, are we the dramatic ones? And we're just not getting behind the messaging on purpose? No. I'm just telling you, it's a bad slogan. Here's the thing. If Nike didn't mean just do it, and they meant something else, and they said, I don't know, just try it. If the Nike slogan was just try it, let's just imagine. Not just do it. Because to me, trying something, there's some power behind trying something, but there's an immense amount of power of just encouraging someone, just do it. So if they really wanted someone to just try something, just try it. Just try it. Try it, to me, gives an option. When you think about the power behind that, it's not a suggestion. They are telling you to do it. So I don't think that the same messaging would be achieved if they're like, oh, well, if you feel like it, do it. Just try it. No, Nike's like, just do it. I get the frustration. I get it, because you put your heart and soul, and I'm sure they had like a little think tank, hopefully, maybe, I don't know, maybe they had a think tank around, what should we name this? What should we do? What should we call it? And for so many people to, quote, be confused. And I'm telling you, I'm not the type where I'm just going to be confused just to be confused. Like if I thought that the branding of this defund the police messaging was on par and it was great and I'm not confused, I'd say that. But initially, as a word person, as someone that's like thinking about slogans and thinking about what it is that they're asking me, I'm sorry. It was not a good, it is not a good slogan, period, in my opinion. What should they do at this point? I think at this point, she's going to stick to her guns for sure. She ain't changing it. But I think she should. As Joe Biden said, part of his quote was that the Republican Party ate the Democratic Party up as a result that slogan. So here's the thing. If you think for one moment that most people will get behind a defunding of the police based on that messaging, they're going to go with the Republican ideal. Like the Republicans you can't argue with the Republicans for using that against the Democrats and those that follow that, because it's easy. Regardless of whether the Republicans, like, you can say, well, they knew what we meant. It doesn't matter what they knew. It doesn't matter what they knew. They saw an opportunity. They saw an opportunity and they were like, oh, defund the police. Oh, it's on now. And what they did, they seized that opportunity to add to their base. They saw an opportunity to add to their base using the cards that was dealt to them very freely by the Democratic Party with this slogan, or whoever is responsible. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if you want somebody to get behind defunding the police, I'm telling you right now, I'm not mad at the Republicans for doing it. Now, that's on that. And as an independent, I'm like, oh well, I mean, good strategy, because it did exactly with that. And I guess I'm double speaking, because at the same time, the people that are in support of it, they're actually mad because people like myself are, they're yelling at me and they're like, but that's not what we meant. Well, ma'am, I'm just telling you, that's what defund means. D means to take away. It don't mean to add. If you watch any of my other previous videos, I use the fiber lashes, many different. So this is faux lash from Tarte, and you put the fibers on. So I just put mascara on. I put on the fibers because that's what's on here. It's like little fibers. I use the fibers and then I go on with more mascara. So I have that, and I have the Unique brand faux lashes, and this right here. So those are a little bit pricey, but this right here is the On the Rise from NYX. Now I have to tell you, this is my absolute favorite mascara ever, 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 ever. Just hands down. I have high end, I have low end, but this is drugstore, Target brand that works so well, and I love it. So I say that to say, you don't have to like go out and spend a whole lot of money on makeup. I do it because, number one, I love makeup, and it's part of my hobby, and it's what I do. My husband has electronics and I like makeup. So it is what it is. And in some cases, in some rare occasion, you do have some drugstore brands that really are comparable to the more high-end stuff. And when I do that, so for an example, so I get that, and then like my lipstick. Again, I have high-end lipstick, low-end lipstick, but I personally like Revlon. I like Revlon's lipsticks. Now, the thing with me and lips is I don't really wear colors. If I do, I'm feeling fancy, and then I'm gonna end up taking it off. But I really don't wear colors on my lips. And to be honest with you, I really don't wear colors on much of my face. I'm very much an earth tone person. So the Revlon lipstick, I really like the lipstick. But if you know anything about me, I stand for Fenty Beauty and Rihanna's lip gloss. And I have to get the new one that just came out. As a matter of fact, we might do a Shop With Me video to get the new gloss bombs, because I have every set that she's ever come out in these. I'm not a fan of lipstick, so I don't really go for her lipstick. I don't really buy it, but she just came out with a new line, and they're supposed to be so creamy. But that's all I use. I love Rihanna's lip gloss bombs, however you want to say it. I'm more of an adventurous person, not necessarily. I've come out my box as it relates to eyeshadows. I'll give you some color, like, you got a little color here, but as far as lips are concerned, you're not going to see me much with red lips or whatever. I'm pretty much nude lips all the time. So here we go. Yeah. Okay. Test run number 1 was a fail. Told y'all I normally don't wear these lashes, but my cousin was like, try these. And I tried them, and I got them on the first shot, but it doesn't seem to be doing it this time. Really? Okay. After 7 attempts, that's it. I'm going in with my fiber lashes. As a matter of fact, no. I don't see how y'all do that. Like, I'd be late for everything, every event, everything, if I had to sit, because, like I said, I was able to put them on. I don't want to use this mascara. I was able to put them on one time, and I have not been able to do so successfully since. So Shout out to all you lash wearers, because it's just not in the cards for me. And quite honestly, the lashes are, the fake lashes, however you want, the mink lashes are, they're very dramatic for me. Here you have it. You got ready with me and we had a good discussion about Biden. Thank you guys if you watched to the end. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like, comment. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what we're talking about. As always, thanks for watching.